Hello, my lovelies. Today we're making vulture cookies out of flamingo cutter. Whee! Let's get cracking. Now, everything's clean. Haven't used extra flour, so I haven't thrown off my ratios. Cheap cutting mat from Dollar Tree. Slide it under the bottom. 2-gallon Ziploc bag. Pull up mat. I have a non-slip mat underneath, so it makes it difficult to take it out. Like brownie dough. This is available for purchase on my website. This, I call this brookie. Now, put it back on, re-roll it. You want it more of a rectangle. Come on. Yeah. The ends don't matter. What matters is getting it in to fit the bag. This just fits. Fold it over. Try not to squish the edges, but it doesn't matter. I never do cut on the edges first round anyway. So that you don't mess up the edges, more cutting surface. Put the whole pan, the whole set onto the sheet pan. That gives it some strength. Don't be folding it as much as I'm doing. Burp all the air out. Put it in the fridge. All right, it's frozen, super frozen. How far we can get for cutting. I have to let it thaw a bit. No problem. If you want to stop this from sliding around, just take a pie mat. Doesn't matter which. This is one I had from attending SoFlo a few years ago. Any silicone nonstick mat will do. Does not matter. So we have this. Peel it off. Yum. It's my absolute favorite. So what I'm doing today is converting a flamingo cutter into vultures. Super fun. Great for Halloween. My favorite. Let's get cackling. All right, so this is the reason you want hard dough, cold dough. This is super cold. It was in the fridge for an hour. You can put it in the freezer for, say, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but it has to be cold, especially for your metal cutters, especially for plastic cutters, but plastic cutters can break, and you want to keep the shape. That's why I'll grab another sheet pan. This one is the cold one. Now, how do you get the shapes out of the cutter when you have a skinny neck like that? Let me show you. There's never enough space. I take a chopstick because it's thin and just give it a poke. Don't squeeze the cutter this way because you're gonna squeeze the shape. So try and hold just one edge, give it a little poke. And as a bonus, you have to push it in. I have big fingers, it'll never come out. As a bonus, you can depress the eye area, but I'm not gonna worry about that. La-la. Now, make sure you cut off the legs because the difference between flamingos and vultures is that vultures have short legs. So I'm gonna cut this off with a bench scraper, put it to the side, and I will re-roll that later. Here we go. Now, if you want to bend it a little bit, you can, but it's not ready. It will crack because it's so cold. give it a little tug, and just bend it. Just be mindful of this shape up here. So, see, it cracked. Put it back, let it warm up a little, move on to the next one. This cookie dough, mine, you can use whatever you like, color it dark if you like. This brookie cookie dough is very heat sensitive, so I have to work very quickly. And, you see, if it breaks off, no problem. Squeeze it back together, chop it off. I also, when the dough is cold, I do not have to use extra flour. That will also not be, it will take away from the dark color when I go to decorate. So just be mindful, squeeze it back together, no problem. At this stage, just don't cut off the tail of the one next to it. So I'm gonna do a whole bunch of these so you can see. I wonder what you call a flock of vultures. Murder is crows. Flamboyance are flamingos. I wonder what they're called. I'm gonna look it up. This is already getting super soft. Go fast. Because of the ratios, and this is what I like to eat when I eat cookies, is super dark. You don't know that already. So you're pressing, that's how you know it's getting soft. And I'm gonna let them be soft. Normally, whoopsie, I would put this back into the freezer. I live in Florida, so I fight the heat all the time. Now I can bend it. I want you to see what happens as they go along. This is cold. I'm gonna put it back in the freezer for a moment, but as I'm cutting, you can see it's already getting soft. And I want you to see how it bakes. Now, if you want some craggly skin or feathers for your vulture, I would use this area. But I'm only making a few. Now I'll use a palette knife to get this stuck up in here together. You can even bend this bottom part. Decorate it later. Super soft already. And I'm literally standing under my air conditioning vent. All right, these go back into the fridge. Freezer for about 20 minutes at least before I bake it. So I'm going to preheat my oven. And while it is chilling in the freezer, now you can bend. They have sort of a hook beak. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, they're pretty frightful because I can always rebend it when it is fresh out of the oven and still warm. You have a very small window to play with. So I need to bend these, crook it down a bit. It's your art. You make them any shape you want. But that's what I'm going to do, make them super crook. That one's like really bent. You need to be bent. And you broke. No problem. Don't worry. Need a bent beak too. A little pinch. Best tools ever. Born with them. Now we're sculpting dough. All right, into the freezer. These babies are done. A little crusty on top. Yeah. I'm making brown royal icing to paint my vultures, so I need it brown and thin. So I'm starting with yellow, just because I had it. I'm gonna use brown or chocolate brown. Not sure which color will give me the light brown I want. I'll start with this one. Doesn't matter, your choice. A little bit of color. Give it a stir. Now this is pretty stiff, so I need to make it less stiff. I'm going to use distilled water in a spray bottle so you can control how much is added. Give it a stir. Be careful, it will slop up. And that's nice. It's a little too light, so I'm going to add a little more. My cookie base, my cookie is chocolate, so I have a very dark base. So this will show up nicely. I think I'm going to leave it. I can always paint it. Paint the royal icing with this once it dries if I don't like, if I want it darker, if I don't like how light it is. But I'm going to start with this. This is a weird yellow, kind of perfect for vultures. So we're going to leave it. It's actually looks like caramel. Not my favorite thing, but the color's pretty. It's not my favorite thing to eat, but The color is pretty. All right, let's get cracking. I don't need a bag because I'm going to paint with it, but I do want a little bit, I want it a little thinner so I can paint with it. Not runny and not too thick, which is a whole spectrum. However, I want it a little thick, maybe a little less than toothpaste consistency. See how it's going back in there and getting flat eventually. That's about good. Again, you can thin it. I'm going to start with that. If you go too far, add too much water, it's harder to get it back with more powdered sugar. You can, it just takes a while. Now that these are a little bit dry, I'm going to stipple it, just going sideways with the brush, leaving the center free for the flourish wing. So my vultures have to be glammy. Extra. Can't just make them plain and boring. Just 3 lines on each leg. Don't do them flat too. Kind of weird angle. Make them shorter. One little hook toe. Poor thing has a bunion, like me. Next is the neck feathers, wafer paper, but first we need to put on piping gel. This is great for, you can color it and pipe with it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on their neck. Just so it's wet. I'm going to take one of these sprinkle catchers, wherever my wafer paper snow went to. Oh, but to me it looks like snow. This is bits of wafer paper just ripped up and then put in a food processor or baby bullet. And I have a little bit of white diamond dust in there. Make it sparkly. So grab a little shovel or a spoon. So that's wet. Pop a little on. Try and be precise. And that's it. You can shake it off, but you're going to lose some. I just want a little texture on his neck, her neck. Binky. Now, she needs a little more because it's starting to melt in. You could put white royal icing. It doesn't matter. Color. Not mad at it. Smoosh it over a little bit. Cute. See? Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Just don't get that black bit in there. That'll ruin our color scheme. That's it. Super fast. I like super fast. Here's my wake of vultures. I think that's hysterical. Next, we are doing the wings. I'm using Onyx Black Dream Roll Fondant, which I said nice. And I'm going to use this. I have confectioner sugar in a poof. Now, they're all going the same way. However, I might put one downwards and one upwards, if that makes sense. So you open it up, take out a little. It'll warm up in your hands. You don't need a whole lot. Just pulling out a little bit, and I have to work it to warm it up to get it moldable and smooth. Just warm it up in your hands with the warmth of your hands, providing you have warm hands. If you have cold hands, it'll just take a little longer, but it still works. Clean your surface. It's already becoming agreeable. All right, make sure you have either cornstarch or powdered sugar in your mold, otherwise it'll stick. Can't get it out. I use powdered sugar because if you get a mouthful of cornstarch, it is not pleasant, no matter what it's with. Personal preference. All right, I'm not gonna put this whole wad in there. I don't need the whole bunch, so just set it aside. Get it into the shape you need and roll it around. Squeeze, push, and mold it with your fingers. Now, it broke through, so just push it around until you tell it who's boss. This is a lot, and I'll show you a trick to shave it off. Level. You can use a palette knife or a scoop, something that's flat. Just scoop it out, but make sure you don't pull it. So you kind of have to scrape and push. I go both ways, one and then the other. That will get into all of the crevices of these very detailed molds. If you have extra, just put it on your standby lump. I could do the other one, let this set a little, which by set I mean cool down because it's been worked and it's warm. It will tear if you pull it out right now. I don't want it to tear, so I'm just pushing it. Press down before you pull a bit out. That way it won't pull what's in the mold with it. Smoosh it down. Once you start putting modeling chocolate and fondant on your cookies, you're not going to stop. This stuff is delish. My clients love it. And I love that nice brand. It's so fun to work with. All right, if it's a little lumpy on top, it's okay, but you want it relatively flat. Or not, you can have it humpy and it'll be humpy on your wing. All right, the best thing to do, that's to help it set, is to flip it over. Don't pull it out of the mold. It's gonna rip and distort. Sometimes you can tap them out. This one is too tight. So you have to turn it over and start at one corner and work your way around. Peel the mold out, around, and it will fall out. Trust me, start at one, push on the back end of it while you pull the other side of the mold. That's the best way to unmold. See? Now make sure your surface is dusted, otherwise it won't move. Then you're stuck till it's cold. And then repeat the process. So how am I gonna put them on there? With either nothing, this distorted a little bit. Not mad at it, just give it a little push. And sculpt it the way you like it. Clean off your hands. I'm gonna use my small palette knife again. So this is the wrong way on them, this way. But if I turn it around, it goes upside down. No problem. Whoopsie. Stuff happens. This is the ugly one anyway, because I have a little bit extra right here. Not mad at it. But this one's really pretty. Now, get a little piping gel or royal icing, whatever you want to use. Dry it off. So if you want one, stick it up a little bit because, I mean, they have wings. So you want to give them wings or not. So you can play around with where you like the styling best. Just make sure you have enough underneath piping gel to adhere it. Cute. Next. Take a little brush. Wait for that to dry. Since it's moving, put it where you want it before it sets. I like to go outside of the perimeter. Now, there was a little bit extra that I wanted to do with the eyeballs now that the brown areas, caramel areas are dry. Fine. This is a brush bristle. I want to give them a little, like, eyeliner. Just a little bit out here. No idea what kind of eyes they have, but little eyeliner never hurts anyone. Making a little triangle. Like 80s throwback. Don't touch the not set areas. I mean, you could give them lashes, but it's so tiny. This is a almond eye. Love it. Cat's eye. That's why you need the super fine felt tip. This is an edible marker. I linked below. Where to get them? This is so pretty. And we have a wake of girl vultures. What happened here? I think that's a bit of dried. She gets a little extra flourish. Just color if there's any brown on it. Just color it with the marker, the edible marker. Oh yeah, she's extra, extra. Trying to make a triangle, but if it's a cat's eye flourish, I'm not mad at it. Extra, extra ladies. Oopsie. Don't hit the tip. Just line them up. Make them pretty in a second. This little bits are annoying me. Oh, I forgot you. How did I forget you? I think it was 8 to begin with. How do you get over there? Super tiny. My absolute favorite pen, edible marker, because the tip is so fine. I still want to call them a gaggle, but they're not. They're a wake, or a kettle, or a community. Thanks for watching. Bye.